Welcome to Crisis in Perception, where we examine the system shaping our world, one book at a time.
This book helps us understand the system of perception itself. It reveals that what we see is designed for utility, not for truth. And that one little distinction, it reframes our entire relationship with reality.
Okay, so to really get our heads around this radical idea, we've got to start with our default setting, that common sense belief that our senses evolved to show us the world pretty much exactly as it is.
We all kind of think of our eyes as cameras, right? That they're just capturing a direct, unfiltered video of a world that exists whether we're looking or not. What we see, we assume, is what's really there.
And look, this isn't just some casual idea. This feeling, that accurate perception is absolutely essential for survival. It just feels like simple logic. It's a really deeply held assumption, even for many leading scientists.
But what if evolution has a completely different priority? Hoffman's work drops a pretty startling idea on us, that survival itself might actually depend on not seeing the truth.
And here's the core conflict. Evolution doesn't really care if our perceptions are true. It only cares if they lead to actions that keep us alive. Truth, it turns out, is a luxury that survival just can't afford.
Now, this isn't just some philosophical theory. It's actually backed by mathematical models of evolution. The fitness beats truth theorem shows that an organism trying to process all the complex data of objective reality, it would be way too slow. It would be outcompeted by a rival that only sees what it needs to survive and act fast.
So, you see, evolution has shaped our senses to be this radical filter. It doesn't show us what's really out there. It just gives us a simple set of commands, Eat this, avoid that, mate, repeat.
So if our perception isn't a window, then what in the world is it? Well, Hoffman offers a really powerful metaphor to help us build a new model of reality.
Just think of everything you perceive not as the world itself, but as a user interface, kind of like the desktop on your computer. It's a simplified representation, not the underlying reality.
Think about it for a second. That blue folder icon on your desktop, is it really blue or a folder? Of course not. The actual file is a super complex web of circuits and voltages. The icon's only job is to hide all that complexity so you can get your work done.
And this is where the metaphor really clicks into place. The very fabric of our reality, what we call space-time, that's our desktop. And the physical objects we see, an apple, a car, another person, they're just the icons. They're useful, for sure, but they're not the literal truth hiding behind the screen. This is why you don't step in front of a speeding car. You take the car icon seriously, but you don't take it literally. It's just like dragging a file to the trash can icon. The action is useful, but it doesn't really reflect the deep reality of what's happening in the machine.
So, what are the big implications here? What does it mean if the world we experience is just our species' unique little operating system?
Well, this whole interface perspective, it reframes everything. Space-time isn't fundamental. It's simply our species' data format. The solid, physical objects we see are just icons we create and destroy in an instant. And our senses, they're basically a code, constantly compressing reality to show us just one thing, what we need to do to survive.
Realizing we live inside an interface, it forces us to ask a really profound question. We've spent our entire existence wearing a headset that's been perfectly tailored for survival. So, what happens if we take it off?
This project is free and publicly accessible. If you'd like to support the time, tools, and research behind Crisis in Perception, you can become a supporter on Patreon. For a longer, audio-based analysis of this topic, see the deep dive linked in the description. If you enjoy this kind of systems-level analysis, please like, subscribe, and comment with books or topics you'd like us to explore next.